Taldrum Altar, Terminus Re, Antigua Shipyard, then Metalopolis is the map pool for this final.
My oh my. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to kick it off in Game 1 right here. Making his way through two of arguably the toughest opponents he could have possibly faced in this tournament. First defeating Huck, then of course going on to defeat the one and the only hero. What an amazing performance it's been. It's carried him to the finals. Ladies and gentlemen, in the southwest corner of Shakuras Plateau, wearing the blue trunks from Team Mouse Sports, representing the Terran Empire, it's the one and only Thorzain! And his opponents, direct from Korea, bringing with him little but clothes, noodles, and pure bloody terror. In the southeast corner of this particular map, playing Zerg for Team Complexity MVP. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Dongraegu!
Will Dongraegu be able to get his first major title? He finished 6th in MLG Anaheim and is in Code S within Korea, so that's a pretty decent achievement in itself. But he's not won anything, nothing major, especially in the foreign scene as well. On the other hand, Thorzain did win TSL, as mentioned from Haley in the beginning, and he also came 3rd, which is a respectable finish in the EU Blizz Invitational. Can he go the distance here? Has his training within the Slayer's house proved to change his game?
Well, I think we've seen evidence that it has up until this point, but that evidence has been limited to the Terran versus Protoss matchup, which he was already pretty good at to begin with. We'll see. What is he going to break out here? He has been so secretive up until this point. Well,
it looks like he is going to break out a very fast expansion here. Maybe before the supply depot, maybe not. It looks like he's going to try and wall that off, though. And that is it. And unfortunately for that drone, did not scout anything, did not scout the gases, has no idea what is going on. And meanwhile, over in Dongraegu's base, did go for that hatchery, and then the spawning pool directly to follow that up. And he's a little bit in the dark at the moment, and that's pretty, well, it's not horrible for Dongraegu. He's going to use the same build over and over and over, but he doesn't know if gas had been taken yet.
No, he does not have any idea. Thorzain moving his way into the base, he will see the standard timings that I would imagine you would expect. You will note that gas has been taken there by DRG quite rapidly, and we'll see whether or not that's actually going to be a cancel. It could be, but perhaps not.
And a bit of fake pressure here coming from Thorzain. He's going to throw down a bunker on this natural, make sure that some drones are pulled off, and maybe force a few more lings than necessary if he can. And drone has to go back to the main base. Not allowed to mine there.
Nope. I'm afraid not. That has been denied. It could continue to mine if it so desired, but its mining expedition will be cut grim short.
And a double refinery straight after this one barracks here. What has Thorzain got up his sleeve? I am so interested to find that out. Thorzain does, not Thorzain, sorry. DRG does poke in, seen that the second or potentially second refinery has been taken, does immediately build that Roach Warren as well. And look at this, a third command center.
A double expand on these two gas. What a curious move right here. The problem is, of course, that he has very little to hold any kind of pressure. And Dongraegu throwing down a Roach Warren could very, very easily turn into a big Roach bust, and Thorzain wouldn't have a lot to hold it with.
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on how many roaches are built now. He has got a lot of gas banked up right now, so he may build a lot, but it's very easy to build that bunker with a few SCVs, maybe out of repair, and with 3 orbital commands, he's going to have a lot of mules to back up any lost SCVs. So let's see how many he does go ahead and build. Is he going to build that standard 6 roaches? Yes, he is, so he will want to just put a bit of pressure on, but I think Thorzain is going to be quite competent just to sit down in his base as of yet, though it is going to be pretty difficult to expand, which means 3 command centers is going to saturate that base very fast. He needs to expand, though he has got a tech lab on that barracks. Is he going to build that Marauder?
Yeah, we'll find out very, very shortly. It would be good that he did. DRG has not scouted the second gas yet. He certainly hasn't seen both of these orbital command centers, so that's going to be an interesting surprise for him if he decides to sacrifice the Overlord, and it would most likely be a sacrifice in order to get that information. Tech lab going down on this factory about to complete, and not what I would call a standard build right here from Thorzain.
Yeah, Thorzain could be under a bit of pressure right now as these roaches come. I mean, he has no Marauder in production, he has no bunker, he has 3 Marines and about to be 2 Hellions. he could be under a lot of difficulty right now.
Yeah, he really, really could. And it really just does come down to a lack of information. He went for these 2 command centers pretty much blind, and now he's going to have to deal with this big roach bust. And honestly, those Marines are just not going to stand up against it. And Thorzain lacking anything to kill this.
He's not pulling SCVs. That's so late. He's going to let these roaches directly in.
Yeah, he is, which is really, really odd. He's allowing Stim to be cancelled as well as DRG smashes his way through. I think he's just trying to buy as much time as he can to try and get a tank out. But really, 1 tank is not enough against that many roaches. And this could be a really simple win here for DRG.
This is looking really bad for Thorzain. He was not expecting roaches to come out of nowhere here. And he's having to pull a lot of SCVs to try and get some damage done here. In the background, drones are being made. This is looking pretty bad for Thorzain.
Yeah, it's pretty grim. He's going to need to repair that tank as well. The roaches will go directly for it if they get the opportunity to do so. They take out the Marauder. Now they'll most likely try and focus that by ignoring the tank because they know they will die. They want to try and take the Hellions out. And we'll have to find out just how much damage has really been done here. DRG going in with this last remaining roach. He picks off 1, 2 SCVs with it and a 3rd SCV. This roach, incredibly heroic effort there from him. And now we get to see what damage was done. It was a huge amount. Here's the thing, though. He's got 3 orbital command centers. Yeah, that was a lot of damage, but that is easily rebuilt, and I have to wonder if Thorzain made a deliberate sacrifice to have a stronger position now.
We'll have to find out because, I mean, we'll have to see how strong these mules really are. He did go down to 26 SCVs, and he is facing a bit of a mountain, to be honest. 48 drones. More are being added on as we speak. The 3rd base has been taken, very similar to the previous game we saw on Antigua versus Rain. And meanwhile, not looking the best for Thorzain. He does have these 3 orbital commands. A lot of mules are bringing the income up quite nicely for him, but still not up to Dongraegu's income.
No, it's not really getting there. It is sort of catching up, but obviously the spike that you see is related to mules and nothing more. DRG's got a good number of drones. He's hit 60 now already. His lair has just finished. Only now is he building speed. And of course, those Hellions really didn't do all that much. And now finally he's able to deploy them. Red Flame only. He'll get some scouting information, but I doubt he's going to be able to do too much damage here.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely no way he can do damage here. I mean, there's roaches all over the place. The Spine Crawler speed's about to finish as well. The Spire's on its way, and he's already at 450 gas. He's on 3 base, and the Spire's got another minute left. That's a lot of gas, and these 3 tanks are the bravest 3 tanks I've ever seen.
Yep, and they may end up getting torn to pieces if Thorzain decides to continue this attack. But he does have a window where he can actually do some damage, assuming that he doesn't just want to work on the creep and go directly for his opponent's base. Now deciding to pull back. Dongraegu now taking his 4th.
Yeah, I mean, Dongraegu's just flying ahead with his economy. Smart decision from Thorzain to pull back, though. Realizes that was only 3 tanks and could very easily have been cleaned up. But he did notice that speed for the Zerglings were very late there, so it wasn't under direct threat straight away. And meanwhile, Siege Tech is done for these tanks, so they are going to be able to get into a defensive posture. But like you said, the 4th base already been taken from Dongraegu. The Spire's about to finish up, and we're going to be looking at like 10 new lists straight away.
Yep, and that's a nasty number. What can I say? It looks like Dongraegu's lucky number. There's the 10, and the armory on the way up for Thorzain. Almost certainly to actually get some Thors in there. And DRG throwing away a couple of roaches and taking a lot of damage on the rest as he walks into this little triforce of tanks here.
And let's have a look at Thorzain's vision. How much does he know? Not a lot. He knows about that 3rd base, does not know about that Spire, does not know about the 4th base either. And he hasn't got any, well, he's got a single turret up on the main single and the natural. Thors are not yet out, as you pointed out. The armory's only just been constructed, and in comes this Muta harassment, and it's going to be pretty deadly as he takes a 4th base at the same time.
Yep, he's looking for 12 total. He's got 11 on the field at the moment. He's going to start crashing through those tanks, and he should be able to do so because I have a feeling that deployment of tanks is actually going to cause Thorzain now problems getting in there. And there we go, bunching up. He loses a tank. DRG is immediately able to move around, going for the tech lab, trying to cancel that combat shield, which he is able to do without any problem whatsoever, and clean up a few Marines there as well. DRG looking really great right now.
And there's no medivac, so he has to stim so wisely, and Dongraegu can force more and more stims out of it. And he's taken the extractors on that 4th base, And he's going to fly ahead with the gas income, which means he can get all these luxury upgrades. He can keep adding on the Mutalist count and wear this army down, ready to beat it with Roachling on the ground.
Yeah, I'd like to see DRG's crib after this one. Oh my, it will be pimped. DRG moving around once again, trying to find angles of attack. He's able to do some damage, takes Marines out with every shot, thanks to the fact that, of course, there are no combat shields. Those Marines do melt. The force has been weakened, and right now the Warlock is about to break. Oh, nice pick up there by Thorzain. And in go the Zerglings, Roaches, and of course those Muters, which are taking a huge amount of damage from the ground fire right here. Roaches cleaned up, Thorzain holds.
Like you said, I mean, Dongraegu is not afraid to throw units in a true swarm fashion. He's now taking the gases on that fourth base to get that income rolling. And Thorzain's Marine count is so incredibly low. There are no Thors out. He's going to have a hard time against these +1 Mutalists.
Yep, in the coma once again, and looking to try and swarm around and take out as many tanks. One tank taken out. Thorzain would be able to get into a position to take those Muters out. DRG knows this. Backs away almost immediately. Thorzain trying to push out so that he can try and secure his third. DRG's already on 4 fully operational bases, though. He is playing at an immense advantage.
He's getting rid of his minerals as well, throwing down macro hatches as well. Wouldn't be surprised if he took the 5th base as well. And look at these Marines dying so fast here.
SCV's pulled right now, and most likely to try and repair the tanks. It's not good enough. Thorzain was not able to catch that. DRG's Muters simply refuse to die. Thorzain will not be able to expand over there. There's no chance about that. And Zerglings now streaming in across the map. And this is kind of getting to the position where DRG is just going to keep throwing units at his opponent, hoping for his opponent to fall over and die.
Yeah, I mean, Lings and Roaches do not matter to Dongraegu. As long as he keeps that Mutalist count up, there's literally nothing Thorzain can do. And Thorzain just has to keep defending, and if he can keep his upgrades going, keep his economy flowing, and he needs to try and get that 3rd base as soon as possible. Otherwise, it's going to be such an uphill battle, which might not be climbable.
Yep, 63 SCVs on 2 bases right here for Thorzain. He's got a lot of spares and he knows it, but in come the Zerglings swarming their way around, and the tank fire obliterated almost everything, including the Marines in the process, and that is not good. There is now a 4 on the field for Thorzain, and he will start moving out to try and secure this 3rd, and he has held on extremely well up until this point.
Yeah, is he taking too much damage though? That is the question. He's down at 120 supply. Does have a decent SCV count, but look at all those mules.
Oh, it's raining donkeys. Oh, that's never pleasant if you happen to be a Zerg player. Terran loves it. In come the Muters once again. What kind of damage will they be able to do? Probably quite a lot, because there are only minimal turret defenses right here. In comes Dongraegu. Tries to annihilate that turret. It holds up for a little while, but there's no way you can hold up against that many. It's just too much firepower, and now Marines have had to come back to try and clean this up, and there is no Thor in the base either.
Look at all those upgrades that are coming from Dongraegu because of all that gas. It's going to make his army so strong, and a 5th base is being taken, as long as the Hive as well. He is looking in absolutely fantastic position. You know, he's abusing the map as well in locations that Marines cannot hit. Really great Mutalist control here by Dongraegu, and he has to be careful not to run into these Marines, but he's playing so well, and he actually looks unstoppable.
Yeah, I don't see how Thorzain can actually fight back from this, but if anyone can, it will be him. Well, let's see, he has managed to secure this 3rd, and he's got a large amount of income coming in, and it's starting to get his army. He's building 10 Marines at a time, but in comes once again the force of Dongraegu. The Thor immediately annihilated, and the Mutalist count incredibly high. No defenses really left on that 3rd against that, and the Zerglings running rampant right here through the mineral line.
2 upgrades, hits that perfectly as they finish, and there's nothing Thorzain can do. He's in a bit of trouble. A Queen wants to come for the party as well, is going to transfuse onto these Mutalists, and the Marine count once again incredibly low for Thorzain, and the Mutalist count keeps on rising.
Yes, it does. A 5th right here for Dongraegu, because he knows that he can. The creep spread is now over the halfway point. Nice line of supply right here for DRG. Now throws some infestors, not a really low HP! Oh, and the lack of medevacs didn't help out Thorzain one little bit there, and they were so badly damaged. And that's an orbital command, potentially.
Well, they are getting repaired though.
Oh, nicely done.
do keep it, but as you pointed out, the medevac count is non-existent. Only 2 just pop out, and that is not going to be enough. Dongraegu going in once again If he can pick off a tank, he'll most definitely try that. But he's keeping Thorzain from mining on this base.
Yeah, and Thorzain is holding unbelievably well. The problem is, what can you do against such an overwhelming force? Even with that +3 upgrade, +3 is already coming in on both ends for Dongraegu, who is now throwing an Ultralisk Cavern into the mix to try and break the siege line.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a great Aspire as well. The upgrades are about to be 3-3 as these finish before those Lings, which will be for the Broodlings as well. And he's just been able to do so much. And there's nothing you can do if you cannot pressure a Zerg. There's nothing you can do once they get to this comfort zone. It is incredibly hot. He has Overlord spread all around the south location, 2 spot for drops, and 28 Bailings on the way, and that's going to pretty much cruise control right over those Marines.
Oh, look, Dongraegu's delicious sauce once again. And, oh, nice fungal growth hiding behind the little collection of, I don't even know what that is, but it blocks radar, so it must be pretty dangerous. And DRG continuing to hold on, but look at this. Look at what he's got to crash into that siege line. DRG moving out to the wide flank, and now looking to crash in on this. How much damage will be done? I have a feeling that siege line is going to a fungal, followed up by Banelings, smashing the siege line to pieces. The Thor doesn't last 5 seconds, and now those Mutas have a chance to kill everything. GG.